Okay, everybody, I am back giving you more updates on the group strategy for us for the end of 2025 going into 2026. So, hello, everyone. This is a confidential, I'm sorry, it's supposed to be confidential, confident presentation on how to earn more money with your group bookings. So let's get started. So my vision for all of us is to enjoy a minimum of 3 exciting journeys in 2026, creating memories and strengthening our travel community. Not coming out of our pocket outside of minor fees, of course, like paying our deposit and things of that nature. So I'm arranging for us to promote between 12 and 24 group trips in 2026. And yes, I did say that. Again, that's an average of 2 group bookings each month. Keep in mind, we don't have to personally travel on every one of these trips. Instead, you have the opportunity to promote as many as you need to meet your individual goals and quotas. Together, this effort has the potential to generate between $28,800, $880, and $52,800 in revenue. I'm committed to showing you exactly how we can make this happen, and I know we can achieve it. So how we're going to do this. So from January through December the 1st, I have arranged 2 groups for 5 cabins, that's 10 people, to 8 cabins, which is 16 people, to travel each month. These will include both land and cruise trips, fully all-inclusive with flights, drink, and Wi-Fi packages, travel insurance, and gratuities. A $30 coordinator / amenity / miscellaneous fee will be added to each monthly payment. Payments will be due on the 10th of each month, with the first payment for January's trip due on September 10th. If a payment plan is required to make the process even easier and more secure, we are now offering Stripe, a secure payment link that allows clients to submit their payment information quickly and safely. We're going to bundle everything. So with the Stripe, we can do digital service product ideas for Stripe, travel planning consultations. I'll put that out there. Offer a 30 to 60 minute Zoom phone consultation to help clients plan their trips, because that's part of it. And this is why this will add up. Prices will be $25 to $50. You can scale up to $100 plus for detailed custom planning. Kind of put that in air quotes, in parentheses. There's no need to ask for this money initially. We're going to get it down the line. So pump your brakes on that. Clients get personalized recommendations, budgeting help, and answers before booking. Stripe sells this as a service product. Include this in final process once you secure the package. Okay, and listen to this part. This is very important. Do not discuss this until all qualifying questions have been answered and the trip details have been accepted. And this price can be included in as a vendor service by the vendor, a service charge. So you can do this, especially on Delta. They have a spot where you can add your service charges. We could definitely provide this with our generated invoices, and we can put it under miscellaneous. And again, remember this $30. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's going towards your pocket. As explained in the first video, it can go towards the t-shirts, getting the souvenir bags together, adding more features to their room or to the cabin. So don't think that if this is $2,700 each time, and again, my math is going to be mathing, so I put this in a range depending on the price of the trip. Of course, we would not charge an extra amount of dollars if the trip was only 2,000. I mean, excuse me, the trip didn't average out enough, or we couldn't get that many people to sign up. So it has to be, we have to plan this accordingly, and we have to budget very precisely, because the math is always going to get us where we need to be. So we're going to practice this, do a dummy one, and see how it comes out, so you'll understand the process. Gathering the group details, so overcoming the challenges. All right. So one, you got to meet with the group leader to discuss the type of cabins, interior balcony suites, length of sailing. Is it 3, 5, or 7 days, and the preferred sail dates? Because right now we're doing the research part, okay? Well, excuse me, the qualifying part. We're getting to know the person. So first step is setting up the group trip, is the meeting with the group leader. We discuss what type of cabins they prefer, how long they want to sail, whether that's a short 3-day getaway, a 5-day escape, or a full 7-day, and what time of the year they're interested in sailing. These details help us focus on exactly what the group wants before we dive into pricing. Key findings. Research cruise options based on preferences. And when I say cruise, I'm meaning the cruise and the land trip, okay? It's not very one and done type of specific information. Narrow the search down, budget, itinerary, inclusions. Once we have the group leader's preference, we research the options that fit those needs. We then present our findings back to them, showing itinerary pricing and inclusions. The step is all about narrowing down the choices to make the most sense of their group, balancing cost, destination, and what's included in the package. All right. So do not send somebody 8 cruises or 8 or more resorts or even hotels. You never do that. You're going to drown them in options, and that's not what we want. I usually go off of what they're telling me that they want. I ask if they are, again, this is going back to qualifying our clients. If you have someone that says, oh, I've done my research, I've looked at a couple of places, and let them talk. They're going to tell you they've done their research. So all they're doing with you now is poking and prying. They're trying to see if there's better rates out there for them. Because if they're an avid traveler, why do you need me if you're not setting this up for a group trip? Okay? So you got to listen to them. Don't do any work for someone who's also doing their own sidebar research. And I know that's kind of weird, but well, aren't they supposed to be looking up the trips? Yes, they should have a general idea of what their group or what the price of the trip should cost. You don't want somebody who keeps calling you and say, hey, well, this time I'm ready. I'm going to do this trip. And they never actually come through. You got to be weary of those type of people, because they're going to always waste your time. And you're going to turn around and see that they went on the trip after you've done the research. Okay. Everyone knows their bottom line. Everybody knows how much they can't afford. The main or the reason behind it is how bad do you actually want to go on the trip? That's what you got to listen for. How bad do you want this trip? Because if your idea is $800, but in all honesty, the trip cost is more of $2,000, you're going to have to come up with more money. And do you really want to go on this trip, or do you think you want to wait a little while? Okay, that's what you have to think about. So don't waste your time trying to secure the deal with someone because you really want it. You want to make sure that you're spending your time either crafting your skill, doing the research, getting certs on your own, learning a new destination, rather than pouring in your energy with lost hours, time you can't get back, with someone that calls you the next day and say, you know what, I'm going to wait. I'm just not going to do this anymore. Or I found a better deal. Go ahead. Let them go. Excuse me. So now we're going to talk about an example, and I'm going to make sure when I send you this slide that in your email that I send I'll download my notes from the slide for you. So again, we're going to use the Carnival Paradise with 9 cabins, 18 people. It'll be the $13,348 for the cabins. Drinking Wi-Fi is $9,570.60, and gratuity is $2,880. Total price comes to $25,798.60. So granted, you'll probably make about anywhere between $2,200 to $2,500 off of this cruise. You divide that by 18 people, you're going to get a price of $1,434. Payment plan for 5 months would be $286. I got my calculator out. Whoop whoop. Let's back up. So we're at $286. If you add the $30 to this amount, so we're going to add $30. You're going to get $316.80. Just go ahead and round it up to $317. Let them know that this price covers any type of incidentals, miscellaneous, t-shirts, and some of the group bags and stuff that you want. Or you could just say, hey, that's the price. And here's why, because we're going to have these miscellaneous fees at the end. Remember, the trip takes care of, it will provide a room for you if you would like to go. You want to collect, because you could do $10. But if you only did $10 off of so let me go back. If I only added $10 to this, then that price for the client or customer will be $296.80. And if you did that 10 times 18, that's 180 times 5, that's $900. So if you're planning to not go on this trip, that's cool. You don't have to, but gather the $900. The $900 can help, again, pay for the t-shirts, can pay for the treat bags. And even if you only spend maybe $200, $300, there's an additional $600 out there that you can leave in the pot to go towards another trip. It can go towards more commission for you at this point that I won't even touch. This would be your profit for this. But this is what we could do to make sure that you have the money and the funds to go on the next trip. Because again, if we sell the cabin out, you get the TC credit. You actually could get up to 2 TC credits if you do it this way. Because they only need 8 cabins. So if you sell out another set of 8 cabins, you'll get 2 TC credits, which you can use at a later date. You have to specify whether or not you want that money, you want the TC credit given to you in your commission, or you want to hold it and stockpile it with the vendor. We'll talk about that as well. So just make sure that covers you and Lou that you want to go. $30 is a good sweet spot. And you could do it that way. So here's how the example is structured. I just went through the breakdown, the $30, the TE. This structure makes it simple, clear, and fair for everyone to be involved. So how do we simplify? We're going to simplify this process and protect both us and our client. We will now be using secure payment links for all deposits and trip payments. This means we will no longer take credit card information over the phone, which helps reduce errors and ensures client security. Guests will receive their payment link directly by email or text and can complete the transaction safely on their own. This process not only speeds up things, but it also gives us a reliable digital record of every payment, keeping everything clean, professional, and transparent. I've already set up the Stripe account that's fully connected to our business banking account. Right now, I'm working through the formalities of getting it structured for our team, and I'll send you detailed instructions within 5 to 7 business days so you'll know exactly how to use the client payment. Every group trip we host will have its own dedicated Facebook group page. This was where travelers will find updates, reminders, FAQs, and any important information about their trip. It also creates a community space for guests to connect with one another before departure. On top of that, we'll include a trip countdown, which keeps excitement high as the departure date gets closer. Having one central hub for communication makes it easy for everyone to stay informed and engaged. I'm in the process right now putting together the Virgin Voyage one, and I'm also going to set up. I'm going to set up 3. So I have to touch stuff one time and get it done. So I'm setting up a Facebook page for the Virgin, for the Carnival Paradise trip, because that's already has deposits on it. And whenever we start getting deposits on any other trip, we're going to start setting the Facebook page up. Okay. Now you don't have to run and do it right away. You could do it once all final payments are received, because then you'll have email addresses. You can find the person's social media accounts and add them to the Facebook group. So I'm going to show you with the Virgin Voyage, and even Kia has done one for her Utopia of the Seas. So you can also see how she is putting that one together. So the goal, our financial goal is to generate an average of $2,200 in profit for each group trip. By securing 10 group trips next year, you have the potential to net anywhere between $12,000 to $22,000 in your travel business. And that's after all fees, commissions are accounted for. These structures ensure that your efforts translate out directly into measurable income growth. That's only if you put in the work, okay? And just the examples of the group trips that I'm going to be promoting for our group doesn't mean it has to be the one and done. You can always customize whatever you're thinking about doing. I can add it to our list. There's nothing set in stone that says you can't put together your own group trip, because you can. Okay? So every successful business starts with a clear goal. What is yours? Take time to define it and commit to it. Don't put your travel business on the back burner. With the right system in place, it has the potential to generate income for you even while you sleep. The key is to initially take action and build your business to work for you. Because like travel business can literally work in our sleep overnight. So if we structure these group trips up, I'm working 3 at a time to get the numbers and crunch it and see what the profit is. Now, so not all of them are going to be the 2,200. So please understand that not everything we set out to do, it may be a couple of $100. It may not even, like I said, it could be a couple of $100. I'm thinking about some of the Charleston things I'm putting together. It's the exposure you're looking for. It's the experience that you're getting under your belt. And it's the confidence booster. Once you're taking these trips and getting these reservations, setting everybody up, you're building trust, you're building a name for yourself. People are going to come back to you again because they're going to say, hey, what you got going on this month? And you literally already have something off the top of your head that you can talk about. This is why we're doing it like this. Remember, again, this is also a new month. We are doing the Ritz-Carlton. I got a new one for you. It would be in the recap for this one. Remember, we are upgrading our services and we are enhancing our customer experience. So have a clear goal, define what you want from your travel business. A clear goal gives you direction and purpose. Again, what do you want from this? If you're literally not sitting down and saying, I want to be able to take this trip, or I want to be able to take the cruise for MSC, World America, and not pay a dime? How am I going to do that? Find your cabin. Put the deposit down because you got to put some skin in the game. Nothing in this world is free. Absolutely not. You got to put some skin in the game. Put the deposit down. Make it true. Make it believable. Make it come and manifest it. Okay? So you got the cabin. Now, how the heck are you going to pay it off? You should be setting these trips up. You should not be paying for your cabins if you are promoting group trips all year. The money you make off of that should be going towards those trips. When I say if you are going to sell out MSC World America, that $30 fee better be included on every reservation. If they pay it in full, you better make sure you added a service fee in there so that can add to your stockpile. You're going to also have to keep track of what is being spent and what you are getting. I need you to start being accountable for what you are producing, how you're collecting the monies. So it keeps me accountable and makes me make sure that you know your money and where it's going. Focus on your group structures. Must make sure your groups must meet requirements, deposit, payment plans, coordination fees, inclusions. Keep the process consistent and transparent. Of course, we're going to have some of them are going to slack off. We know this. It's no different if you were herding a bunch of sheep. You're going to always have some that the flock are going to follow, but you're always going to have 2 or 3 that are never going to listen, and you got to go out there and whip them into shape. Because if a sheep doesn't come with the herd and stay together, guess what's happening? The wolf is going to come and eat them. Those are the ones we have to be able to look out for, because we're always going to have one that's going to be flaky, and that's life. You got to simplify the choices for your clients. You got to research thoroughly, secure the best deals, and present only 3 options: high, medium, and low. Guide clients to the one that fits their needs. Present the very first expensive one first. Never start at the bottom, because you can't go lower if you start with the bottom fee. But with the most expensive, you can come down. Always present your highest trip first. That makes them reevaluate what it is they actually can afford and how bad they want the trip. There's no need to add the service fees to that amount just of yet. You're going to do that with the group. Now, of course, this does not work with individual troops. Don't be ridiculous, okay? Don't be ridiculous. If you have those one and done it. There's no need to add any extra incentives to it. Or even service charges. But when you're dealing with groups, you need to make sure you tell the people, well, we have to have this amount of people for this to work. It is set in stone. It is on the vendor site. You don't have to say that. You just have to say, for this to qualify as a trip, we have to secure this amount of rooms. We have to secure this amount of cruises. Once you put that out there, you're going to put them to work. Make them get the people that they need, because then it'll turn into an individual, a group of people where it's only 3 people going. There's no profit in that. I'm going to tell it to you now. Believe me, you're only going to make hundreds of dollars versus thousands of dollars. You can still structure it and take it. I'm not going to make you leave money on the table, but just know and you curb your enthusiasm when you're dealing with those type of people, because get them out there, and make it a most memorable type of trip. Definitely that. We're still going to add in the travel insurance. Yes, you are. You're still going to add and promote an excursion. Yes, you are. You're going to get the most bang for your buck, because if they see that you're giving good quality service that they would have never thought of on their own, they're going to come back when they want to have their next birthday trip. And that's more people for you to advertise to send more group products to. Okay? Streamline payments. Use the strike payment. Enforce the strike payment. I'm working on that now. You should have gotten an email with an invoice with a pay link for your September dues. Use it. You need to practice with it. See how you like it. Okay? That's the only way we're going to learn is if we are in the driver's seat and the passenger seat, right? All right. This is Stripe, or the payment link is a secure professional site. It's not fraudulent, what we're doing is not fraudulent, because guess what is called a service fee? It's a coordination fee. It's a miscellaneous fee. You get charged just by paying your bills, do you not? You know why they do that? Because they're pushing the charges back on the consumer instead of them coming out of pocket. We're doing the exact same thing. And I don't want to hear anything, is that fair? Because if you want to keep thinking of yourself as somebody who is entitled to something, you're always going to be left shorthanded. Just letting you know. So leverage communication. Dedicate Facebook group. Keep travelers engaged with updates and reminders, FAQs, and countdowns. Maximize earnings. The goal is to earn $2,200 or more per group trip. 10 trips could net $12,000 or more annually after fees and commission are taken out. Think long term. This business has the potential to generate income even while you sleep. If you set it up right, these systems stay consistent and remain intentional. You literally can put this out here while you sleep. Let them know this is the per person rate. There will be a disclosure. Believe me, I've checked all the boxes. When a person goes to your site and says, I want to be a part of that trip, they're going to be taken to another part where they're going to have information that's going to be presented to them where they have to initial. And then the payment is going to be there. Or it'll be set up so you would speak to them the following day to make sure if they understand the cancellation process, if they understand how this works. And you go from there. So I'm at the end. At the end of the day, this business is structured for consistency and vision. When you set clear goals, simplify the process for your clients, and leverage tools like payment links, group pages, you create a smooth experience for them and real income for yourself. Remember, each trip is not just a booking. It's a step closer to financial freedom and building a sustainable business that works for you. Schedule your one-on-one today so we can close out this year strong with 5 to 10 secure bookings for next year. This will give you the momentum you need to jumpstart your 2026 travel business and set the tone for a successful new year. Again, if there's anything you do not understand, please schedule the one-on-one. If you need more direction, again, please schedule a one-on-one. Do not sidebar me and send me text message and ask one question that leads to 2 questions that leads to 3 or 4. That question could be answered in a one-on-one where we can sit, break bread together, and talk. Again, check your calendar. I would love to do a sit down where we can talk about this. Again, September, I believe Kia and myself are off on the 26th, which is a Friday. If that date does not work for you and you can't meet and you want to meet one-on-one, I'm off on the 29th. I'm off on the 15th of September. That's a Monday. The 29th is also a Monday. And I'm also off on October the 3rd. This week coming, the remainder of this week, I am booked. And next week, Monday's my daughter's birthday, but I'm booked. And I'm also, I do believe I'm off on Thursday, the 11th. Yes, I'm off the 10th and the 11th of next week. That's Wednesday, the 10th, and I'm off on the 11th of September. So September 10th, September 11th, September 15th. Hold on. My calendar just went up where I needed to belong. All right. Again, I'm off September the 10th, September the 11th. I'm off September the 15th. I'm off September the 26th. And I'm off September the 29th. I'll also leave this in your email with a recap. All right. That is my time. Again, one-on-one. Please do not send me one question that leads to 2 questions that leads to 3 questions. A one-on-one would take care of all of that. And these are questions that can be answered face to face while we talk and crunch the numbers. Love you guys. Have a wonderful rest of the week, and I hope to see you soon. Take care.